yourself funny. So every single time you tell a joke, someone finds it funny. Or maybe the joke is the fact that I think I'm funny.
A little bit.
Every single time you tell a joke.
All right, there we go. Got it. Got it. Oops. Let me look at my calendar. Okay. So how's it going?
Weird. I'm sore from sleeping. I've never had a bed this uncomfortable outside of a hostel. Like, you know, when you kind of like get sore and your ribs hurt, and it like hurts when you breathe. That's what I'm having right now. Very weird. Oh well, part of life. You know, the whole life sucks and then you die thing. And I'm a positive one, remember? How about you? How are you doing? Okay then.
A little bit sick. Zoe's got a runny nose too. I was up at 2 a.m. this morning, so a little worn out. But I'm kicking myself because I didn't upload it to Google Drive yet, but I went through my Facebook account and my desktop screenshots and started putting together a folder of social proof. So I found some quotes of people who've directly said that I've helped them or shared something that like demonstrates my authority on community building. Found some I forget what all went in the folder. It was early this morning, but some pictures and stuff. A lot of good stuff for the funnel, and so I'm excited.
I'm glad at least one of us is doing work.
It's been I'm trying to get everything to you so that we can start plugging stuff in. Man, I wish I'd stuck that folder on Google Photos this morning. I forgot to do that, but I went through my my Descript transcription library of I've got like hours and hours and hours of content from like our masterminds, from help calls I've gotten on with people, and I'm realizing like I've got way more market research than I ever need. Like we don't really need, like I can literally just like copy and paste quotes from people and put together a sales letter. Like I don't even need to get on more calls with people. Just have tons of stuff. I was watching back some conversations that we had with Bobby and Jessica. Bobby talking about how like knowing when something is like something you need right now, or when to say no to it. It's like, talking about overwhelm and like decision fatigue. There's a lot of like Jessica, who I kind of have in mind as like an ideal client. So somebody like her who's like, they're actively growing their business, but they just want to simplify. They want to have more predictability. It's like there's a lot of clips of her asking for advice, asking for like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Specifically that has to do with like what our market is talking about. And then I have just gobs and gobs of interviews and sessions with people from CrowdScale. So I'm like, I don't even need to, like, I could just spend the next 2 or 3 days like going through transcripts, cutting out little clips and just putting them on social media in the group. And then just that's my engagement stuff, is just building out a library of here's the roster of clips of people talking about pain points, talking about what we help people with. So anyway, just realizing like,
you don't need to do market research.
What's that?
Because you talk about you don't need to do market research. So what exactly is that consistent thing that people are always asking for?
So there's a couple things. I mean, and a lot of it is going to be going through and pulling those clips for social proof. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to book more calls, because it's like I'm going to put a link for people to actually book the calls, and with everything that I'm posting out. But one of the things that people have said over and over is I help them be able to express what they're trying to think of, or like over and over. I'm like, Jessica says this, like several of the women that I helped on in different sessions and stuff, they're like, they're talking about the way that I am able to go into what they're saying and pull useful stuff out that is like emotionally resonant and is useful for marketing. And so what I'm hearing is like people that aren't clear on their message, like part of the reason that they're overwhelmed is like they don't know how to talk about what they do in a way that their buyers understand, which is what what you need to have in order to create a Facebook group. So it's like, it's a very natural introductory, like, well, get on a call with me so that, like, if you want to launch this Facebook group, which is really simple, it's like, let's have a call where we like unpack the stuff that that you do for people and say it in a way that's really, really clear. Brian right now is doing a big launch in his group on offer creation, which a lot of people are saying they need help with. And so what I'm seeing is that the market is, there's overwhelm because they have so many things that they are trying to do in their business. But what's happening is like, they don't actually know what business they're in. So they don't have a clear offer. They don't have a message, which is what I'm really good at helping people do. So like on a call, if somebody's like, yeah, I would love to launch a group to get clients, like I can actually help them with that, even if they don't have a super clear message.
Okay. So it sounds to me like the clarity thing is not something that they necessarily would ask for, but it's something that they can benefit from. So it's more of a deliverable than like, hey, this is what we offer. So what if, I mean, I don't know, let's use overwhelm as an example. What if overwhelm is the thing we use to get them in to attract their attention? Like, yes, I need help with this. And then you teach them either like after they sign up for the webinar, before they attend the webinar, or on the webinar, you're like, you help them get that clarity of this, what I need to be doing in order to be successful. And the way to do that is buy my course. So you sell them on, like, you give them the clarity they need to realize, I need to buy this course to be able to beat overwhelm, to be able to succeed in business. So it's like the clarity is not even part of the product. The clarity is just what you need to give them in order for them to realize the value of what we're offering. So it's a super valuable skill.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to make a difference between someone wanting to buy and not wanting to buy. But like, it's good that you understand, but I don't think it's something that we need to advertise or even include in the course.
True. Yeah.
Because like, I think that's the steps. It's like, get them to raise their hand, give them the clarity that they need, and then offer a product that's going to help them get the result they want.
Right. Yeah.
Because I feel like if we're like, the result you're offering is, I'll help you get clarity for your business, then it's just like, okay, cool, you helped me get clarity, I'm gonna go and work on my business now.
Yeah.
Like, it's great for them, but for you, it's like you're stuck just doing that upfront work, and you never get that like high-end payday on the back end. Like, maybe once, maybe a few people would be interested, but our goal is to make money and help a lot of people so that we can have the freedom and impact to help even more people.
Yeah.
It's like, as long as we confirm or find something else, like if we're sure, like, okay, overwhelm is that one thing that everyone needs help with, that everyone wants help with, then it's just the step of, all right, giving clarity through, I don't know, it can be a short video training after they sign up for the webinar, or it can be on the webinar itself. And the goal is, by the time they get to the end of the webinar and you make the pitch, they're super clear on, this is exactly what I need in order to succeed. And it's like, in the beginning, you can do it one-on-one of like, yeah, let's just have a conversation. We'll get you clear on what you need. And then during the conversation, you explain like, all right, now that you're clear, the next step is you need to get more clients. The best way to do that is to, launch and grow and monetize and automate your Facebook group. And if I'm creating a course teaching you exactly that, are you interested? Or whatever it is, like, that seems to be the valuable thing that people need. Maybe it's not going to be that, but I think like that process is pretty much everything. We just need to make sure like we have the market research necessary to know this is what everyone needs. Well, not needs, because not everyone wants help for what they need help with. So this everyone wants help with. And then we get them the clarity, and once they have the clarity, we just make an offer. It's like, as long as we have the first part and the second part like locked down, it's like, we know this is what people want and we know this is what people need. Then like, we don't need anything else. That's all we really need. Oh, dude. I just stole your thing. Like, right now, my explanation is giving you the clarity that you need in order to create this course. So yeah, all that to say, is your past research enough to tell you with utmost certainty this is the one thing that people need help with.
Mhm.
Well, actually, no, this is the one thing that people want help with. So I feel like we could create a business around exactly what people need to succeed, and no one would want it because they think they would need something else.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was one of the things that all right. So one of the themes that came up was um, a couple of the girls were like, they had monetizable skills, but they're like, I didn't know that anybody even wants that. It's like, I didn't know how to off, I don't know how to offer that to the marketplace. And then there was another woman who's like, she was an established business coach. She had already had some success doing business coaching, but she's like, um, it's not really what I love to do. And I'm doing something like I'm starting to open up another um, avenue to make money that I'm more excited about. She's like moving from her like regular business coaching to like she's a licensed hypnotherapist. She's like, this is like seeing the transformation in people is what I really like. And I've asked several people who have businesses, like, what's your favorite part of your business? Like if you only did one thing and everything else was like, if you only did one part of your business. And that's the theme that came out is like, I love seeing like the transformation of my clients or like seeing them understand or get it, or I love teaching people new things. It's like that process of seeing someone change is the part that they get a lot of meaning from. So I wonder if it's like if you're spending more time like working on your business, feeling overwhelmed of all the things you have to do. Oh, I even got some language from one of the girls. I actually put it in the document.
I'm just wondering, um, what if the strategy, the only thing we need to do is just keep asking over and over to people in this niche, what is the one thing that you would like to do? Like if there was only one part of your business that you had to work on, what would it be? And what is the biggest thing that you struggle with? Like if we just ask those two questions over and over and over again, I feel like at some point we're going to see a pattern emerge and we're going to be like, okay, that's what they like to do. That's what they're struggling with. How are they linked? How can we like provide a solution to both? So it's like, how can you fix this problem, get this result at the same time?
Right.
If we're able to do that, I think that would be like two birds, one bush, two.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it's like what I'm hearing is like what's coming up for me is they it's like yes, the problem is overwhelm, but it's like what is the thing that I get? And they don't care about it's not like oh a Facebook group is going to solve my problems. What they actually want is like take the overwhelm away. It's like take the extra stuff in my business away so I know I can get clients. So I wonder if we did something like because I was playing around with various variations of like I'll launch your Facebook group in 30 minutes, like, or let's launch your Facebook group as a workshop, or do like a get clients group launch. And then I did this post or this as like, I'll launch your group and run it too. I'm like, that's what several people have asked me already. It's like, will you just do it for me? And I'm wondering if you just advertise as like done for you marketing, and the way that we market is you start building a group. It's like, we'll create the group, we'll create your offer. We'll like, if you have like a 2-hour conversation with me, I'm gonna pull out all the little stories, all the little tidbits of stuff that make you look like an expert. And you just drip that stuff into your group on a schedule. And then your only job is help people. It's like, if the only part that you want to do is just coach people, just sit there with them and like talk to them and listen to them. It's like what I've been doing the last few days, which is like getting on calls with people and just listening and then offering my opinion. It's like we're getting a lot of feedback from that process. That's I think is really useful. It's like, if all they did was that, they would be generating a bunch of the material that they need to get clients. But instead of like just doing that, they're like, well, how do I get clients? So I don't know. I don't know if like
one strategy could be offering that service you're saying of like, hey, let me launch and run the group for you. And for a while we do that. It's like we charge a certain amount. It's like, let's say $1,000, and it's like we'll grow the group to X amount of members and create the community, and then we can just hand it off to you or someone on your team, or you can hire a VA or whatever. Like, we use that to really refine the process and refine exactly what people want, so that then we can create a course where, rather than done for you, it's you do it yourself. We've done this with, I don't know, 10 people, and we've seen like, okay, this is exactly what they need. This is the step-by-step. And it's like, you can do it yourself for a fraction of the price that it costs to hire us to do it for you.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure, like, do we have enough like data to be sure like this is what people need?
I mean, I can just throw it out there and see how people respond. I like what I put together this. It's just text, and it's like, I'll launch your group and run it to any niche, any offer, 0 overwhelm guaranteed. And then it's like, I don't know what to charge. You tell me what that's worth to you. And I mean, what I was thinking is, it feels like that would be like anywhere between like $5,000 to $15,000 offer. It's like, we'll just do it for you. We'll run it for you, organically market. But I don't know. I don't know if that's something that people would do or not. I mean, I've paid like $800 a month, $7,000 for just information. And
like, you can sell anything to anyone for any price.
I probably wouldn't do that again.
It needs to be the right thing, the right person, and the right price.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I love this, the simplicity of it. And I feel like if people are at the place where it's like they can afford it, they're like, yeah, okay, I want this. I'm just wondering, like, once again, are we making assumptions that this is what people want?
I just need to ask people, then I'll send this.
That's the thing. It's like, you've done some research, you've helped some people, so you know how you help people. I just feel like, I mean, I could be wrong, but let's say I feel like the solution to this is just talk to so many people that eventually a pattern emerges and you're like,
right.
this is it. It can't be anything else. This is it. Like, you don't even need to try to figure it out. You're just like,
Yeah.
if I ignore this, I'm an idiot. Like, I think we need to get to that point. That way we have the certainty of this is what people need help with. And then it's just a matter of, okay, we can either launch a done for you, and it's like, you know, introductory lower price, and it's like later on we're going to like charge way more for done for you. So it could be like, let's say in the beginning it's like, hey, it's 1,000 to do this. Like, in 3 months, once we, because we're creating course in 3 months, once we're going to do this for you, it's going to be $5,000. And then you can then buy the course $4,000, and we're going to walk you through the entire step. But right now we want to refine that process and make sure that it's super valuable for people.
Yeah.
So we're offering it at a discount price. So it's now or never. But it's like, I feel like until we have that certainty of this is exactly what people want and need, it's like, we could do this, but it's like, maybe we're not hitting the right nail.
Right.
And maybe we're going to waste our time. And it's like, the thing is, like, I could be wrong. This could be exactly what people want. But until we know for sure, I'm just wondering, like, is it worth investing the time and energy into this?
Yeah.
And if it's not that much work, you can just like throw it out there and see how people react. I liked your graphics.
So maybe I should try this as like a discovery call. Like if somebody needs a Facebook group, like if there's enough people that
I'm just wondering, how much time do you think it would take to just be in this mode of talk to as many people as you can, post in as many groups as you can, get as much feedback as you can. And the goal is always figure out, like, what do people want and need help with? And if we're able to figure out those two things, like, then we're going to be like, okay, we know exactly what they want. And either we can deliver the 5-minute Facebook groups as a result or create something different. And it's like, I feel like until, wait, what's the analogy for this? Because I mean, I'm tempted to do the same thing. In fact, I've done the same thing multiple times in the past and it failed. Because it's like, if we take even a couple weeks, if it's delayed by a few weeks in order to take the time to do this research, and we get to the point where we're like, we're crystal clear on exactly what people need help with. Then we're like, okay, we know this is going to work. Let's just build out an offer that's irresistible, filling that need.
All right.
Because you're very good at asking questions. So what if that's your focus? What if you just spend the next few weeks just asking questions, like posting questions in groups and getting responses, asking like, hey, can I help you do this? Can I do that? What can I help you with? And it's like, if you just keep asking questions, at some point you're going to ask a question and people are going to be like, yes, I want that. Ooh, okay. I have the perfect real life analogy for this. People want pain relief. And if you can offer them that, they're willing to pay pretty much anything.
Yeah,
Right
true.
now I'm in pain. And it's like, hey, if someone could be like, hey, I have like an easy technique to teach you how to relieve your pain.
Yeah.
Sure. What's the price? And it's
Hmm.
like, of course, it's not physical pain, but that's the basic concept, like what's your pain? And then we just need to figure out how to fill that need, how to stop that pain.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I'm just wondering because I love the graphics and I love the messaging. I'm just wondering, I feel like a lot of times when people see like professional posts like that, they're like, oh, this is an ad. And they just
Yeah.
ignore it, even if you're offering the exact thing that they want.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're presenting it in a different format of like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, what do you need help with? Or I'm considering creating a course to help people with this. I want to know if it's something that people actually want and need help with.
Yeah.
What's your thought? Whereas this, like, that's the thing. Like, sometimes being too professional is counterproductive.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I feel like this might be it. So it's like maybe just posting like a slightly tweaked version of this, of
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, I'm helping people launch their Facebook group in 30 minutes. Like, is that something that people are interested in? Like, is that something you need help with? Like, how much
Yeah.
would you? It's just like I don't know. I'm not sure how to ask you. Like, that's not my expertise. I just feel like I know myself well enough that if I saw something like that, even if it was something that I wanted, I'd probably be
Mm-hmm.
like, they're just trying to sell me something.
Yeah. So, all right. What if I did this? All right. Text. How do I add text here? Oh, where? I mean, something like sloppy like that, or maybe even do it as a like one of those question posts that Facebook lets you do. I gotta go to that. I will be right back.
uh, Seems like he's drinking a lot of water lately because he's always going to the bathroom. Either that or he's pregnant.
Okay. I remember what I was gonna say. I was like, I was thinking of that this morning. I was like, okay, when we get on a call, we should do this. And then I completely forgot. So like instead of talking about, well, what if this and what if that? We should just like use the call like we're here for me to like do the work and like actually contact people. So one of the clips I wanted to go and get was Marcus's. Marcus. In fact, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people here that potential. I haven't looked through these other calls specifically, but like these are the social proof clips that actually people are talking about. Oh, launching a group was super easy. That's one thing I learned, right? They did not put aside a whole bunch of policies that are built.
So what is this exactly?
So this is the guy that I sat down with and helped him start his group. So he did like literally what I'm offering to do with people. It's like he sat down, he told me who he was helping. We created a name for his group that talks to his ideal client. And then I showed him how to pin an offer post and told him what to put in his description. And then I put him in the Facebook group and I said, here's the resources to like finish your homework. But basically I just walked him through like what needed to happen. And I did what I just told you is like, he was not 100% clear on, it's like, he hired a coach because he wasn't making a bunch of progress, but he's like, I've figured out a little bit like who I'm trying to help, but I still, he was still trying to dial that message in. He's like, I'm helping barbers and beauty professionals launch products so they can get out from behind the chair because they're basically like they have to stay cutting hair and be booked, otherwise they're not making money. And everybody is saying like, oh yeah, like my knees are killing me, or like I can't take time off, otherwise I don't make money, those sorts of things. So people are wanting to make more income without having to be tied to their time. So he just hadn't quite dialed in his message yet. And so like I had him tell me stories of people that he's been helping and like some of those phrasings and stuff that I told him, okay, this is what you should put in the description. So let me clip this stuff.
And did you ask him before, like, what he was struggling with, what he wanted help with, what he needed help with, like, or did you just kind of figure that out on the back end?
Let's see. Well, yeah, what he told me was like he hadn't gotten any paying clients. So
that was what he was struggling with the most, getting paid.
Yeah. He's like, I don't quite know how to get, like, he's in groups where his ideal clients hang out, and he's still trying to figure out how to get consistent engagement from them. But he hasn't got anybody to pay him yet. He has one customer who he has like a back end deal with. He I guess he has connections in like overseas and different places for distribution. And so he says that he can get people's products into international market. So this person that he's talking to is like, yeah, I want to put my products in China and Africa and different things. So he's, said he will help them in exchange for a cut on the back end, but that's not an upfront, like he's not getting paid. And I don't know if he, but what he wants, he wants to get some people who, because he started off being a funnel builder, offering to help build funnels for barbers and stuff. And it's like, they don't know what that is. They don't understand what a funnel does. And so he's talking to them more about like, I told him put in the description because he's heard from several people like get out from behind like build a brand that isn't tied to the chair. Build a bigger brand.
Mhm.
And so like that's how they talk about what they want. It's like I don't want to be stuck to having to keep appointments and having to like be at the shop to make the money. That's how they know how to talk about what they want. And so the way that he was going to solve that was like, I'll help you build a funnel so you can sell products and stuff like digital products, physical products, whatever. But they don't understand what the mechanism is. So I'm trying to figure out like, is what I'm saying the same thing? It's like, is launching a Facebook group the mechanism that people, they're not connecting it with like, oh, if I do that, that's how I get clients.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, is it a question of figuring out what people want? Or is it a question of figuring out how people ask for what they want?
Mhm.
And how do we deliver what they need? So it's like,
Yeah.
they're
It's like,
asking like, I want more clients. We're like, the answer to that is to create a Facebook group.
yeah.
And I can teach you how to, or like I can launch it for you in
Mhm.
30 minutes. Like it's
Yep.
$27. Do you want to? And then on the back end of that, it's like, all right, now that you have your group, like we can teach you how to grow it, how to monetize it, automate, so you can then step away and have the freedom to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
We're building out a course to do exactly that. Would you be interested if I created that?
Mhm.
It's like, I think maybe that's it. It's not a question of what do people want help with and how do we help them? It's what do people want help with and how can we present what we can do for them in such a way that they realize that is the answer to what I need.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, it's mostly going to be about how do I beat overwhelm?
Mhm.
Well, automate the client getting process. How do I get more clients? Automate the client process. How do I make more money? Automate the client process. And all that ties back into building a Facebook group.
Right.
I feel like most of the things that people are going to have problems with and need help with is
Yeah.
going to deliver that mechanism.
Yeah.
Maybe comes down to we don't need to figure out what they need help with so we can fill that. It's we need to ask what they need help with so we can word it in such a way that they're
Yeah.
like, I need help with that, and we deliver it. And we could even create like, if we realize the top 3 things that people need help with is how to beat overwhelm, how to get more clients, and whatever the other thing is, you can have like 3 different opt-in pages for the webinar of like, hey, we're going to teach you how to beat overwhelm and, automate the client getting processed so you can have more free time to focus on the things that you really care about.
Yeah. So I wonder if the word automate is more powerful for people or if simplify, if they, or maybe that's only if people specifically use the language of like overwhelm. It's like, I think what probably is going to be the case is like you have all these like little micro leads into, I want clients, they're saying it in different ways. And so they you repeat back to them. It's like, what I'm hearing is you say you want clients, and the way to get clients is the pain that you have from not having clients is simplify your client getting process. It's like, just have one way of doing it. So you're not spreading yourself across a whole bunch of, like, you think you need to engage people in other groups to get clients. It's like, you think you need to generate tons of content to get clients. You think you need to just constantly be everywhere, omnipresent to get clients. No, it's like a Facebook group will tell you literally exactly when and where your people show up, gives you all the stats. Like, this is the reason that you should have a Facebook group. If you have more than 50 people in a group, it gives you metrics, shows you when people are logging on, when they're paying attention, what content they're posting, what they're asking about, shows you who, like, the content that is the most engaging, so you know exactly what to talk about. And then, like, the engagement, like Leslie said it, I don't have to say it, but like, your community is the one that's engaging. They're all talking to each other. You don't have to constantly push stuff out to get people engaged. There's a whole infinite amount of reasons to build a Facebook group, and not a lot of reasons to not to. Unless you like doing all the other stuff. It's like, if you really enjoy writing content, then you should just write every day. I mean, that should be your one thing. That simplify your client getting process. And just, if that's what you want to do, it's like, then just write all the time and post it consistently. If you're constantly spreading yourself across a whole bunch of stuff, it's like, oh, I got to build this, I got to do this training, got to do this launch. It's like, what's something that people are asking for help with, and just get better and better and better at letting people know you have that. So, I should take my own advice. People are asking for help with engagement. And maybe trying to figure out, like, how do you, if they want to engage people.
Because I feel like if we're able to have a conversation with 100 people and ask, like, yeah, we can help them with whatever, but it's like, the end result that we want to get is, by the end, it's like, we want to know, what do they struggle with? What do they want help with? And what is the result that they want to get? So as an example, like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. I want more clients. I want my business to be part-time so I can have the energy to spend with my family and not have to worry about money.
Right.
And it's like, if we can get that information and, like, tease out the keywords that they're using to describe that, and we have 100 people like that, then it's just a question of, let's go through the data and figure out what are the recurring themes and the recurring keywords, and just use that and plug that in. So then it's a question of guesswork, and it's a question of, let's just put this in front of these kinds of people and we're bound to make sales. Yeah. Because right now, even if we're clear, like, we find a way to figure out, like, okay, people need help beating overwhelm. If we don't know the key, like the exact result they're after, it's like, yeah, okay, beat overwhelm, but like, that's too vague. It's like, beat overwhelm so that you can whatever result they're after. Using the phrases and the keywords that they use, they're going to be like, yeah, that's exactly what I need. Like, it's like you're in my head.
It makes a lot of sense. It's like, if you could say reduce your overwhelm, but what they're really saying is, like, I'm overwhelmed is code for, well, I want more clients, or I want to do less things in my business, or my kids aren't sleeping at night and I don't sleep. It's like the get overwhelmed isn't the real problem.
Yeah,
So
it's
what we
it's a
need to do
symptom.
is, yeah, so what we need to do is triangulate. And I think the answer is like what the market wants is getting clients, because everybody who makes gobs of money, that's what they're selling, is getting clients. The people that I've looked at that are doing something very similar to what we're doing, which is like helping people build out Facebook groups, that's the result that they're selling. It's like build your Facebook group so you can get clients. Build your Facebook group. The other thing that I was thinking is,
I don't think we even need to mention the Facebook group. It's like
yeah,
focus on get more clients so that you can
is
have
it,
the freedom to do whatever you want to do, like the result thereafter.
yeah, is it get more clients or get higher paying clients? Because then you have fewer that you have to get, and you have less you have to fulfill.
I don't know. I think that's what the research is going to tell us. But I think you're right. Like
Mhm.
at the end of the day, everyone wants some version of that.
Mhm.
It's like they want more money. How you get more money, you get more clients. Like as an entrepreneur, like the
Mhm.
more and the better quality clients you have, the more money you're gonna make. And if you can teach them, like, I'm gonna show you a simple step-by-step process to set up a machine that's going to keep
Mhm.
generating for you. And
Yeah.
it's like, then we just use the research that we do to use the wording to convey that and to tell them, like, to get this result that you want, whatever
Yeah.
that result is. And then, like, we don't even need to talk about Facebook. It's like, it's on the webinar that we explain, like, okay, this is the result you want. The best way to do this, that's been proven
Mhm.
over and over and over again, is through Facebook groups. And then you share your strategy of like, hey, we're gonna like help you launch your Facebook group in 30 minutes and grow it and monetize it and automate it 5 minutes per day. And it's like, you run through everything and give them that clarity that they need to understand.
Mhm.
I need help with this problem. A Facebook group is the solution to that problem,
Mhm.
and you just provide them with, hey, I'm giving you a step-by-step process, and the first time we're doing it, it's live. I'm going to be there. I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you feedback.
Mhm.
We're going to do this together. You get all these amazing bonuses, and you get it for this low price. It's like, as long as the front end, it's like we're clear exactly on what the wording that they use is and what the result that they want is, then the back end always stays the same. It's just a question of giving them the clarity and
Yeah.
demonstrating, like, this is the course to help you achieve that. So
All
like once
right.
again, it's ironic because like most people think like, oh, the hard work comes from the back end, creating the course, creating the funnel, creating the webinar. It's like, yeah, but that in itself, as long as you follow the formula, you'll be good. What
Yeah.
truly makes a difference is the front end, like getting clear on what people
Mhm.
need, want, and desire so that you can create that, like, it basically comes down to one headline. What is that one headline that you can write that people read it, they're like, that is exactly what I need help with, and that is exactly the result I want. And that's what research allows us to do. And I feel like that's the difference, because it's like, if we nail that, if we master that,
Yeah.
the back end is just going to be a question of, let's just keep tweaking to like increase our conversion. But that's all pointless unless we
Yeah.
have like that really solid front end.
All right. So like talking about it this way, it's like the thing that they want, like solve the overwhelm
What
means I want more clients. I want more clients actually means I want to create more impact and more transformation. And
what
that
if
that's a direct response to like, I want to feel like I matter.
what if we come up with a rule for a business? We're not allowed to make assumptions. In order to create something, we must use market research. We must use actual people's feedback telling us this is what we want, this is what we need.
Yeah.
It's like we're not allowed to create or offer anything without having people tell us. Because that way we avoid having to guess and wasting time because we think that's what they need when in fact that's not what they need. And I think if we approach the business from that perspective, then it's always going to be like, all right, who do we need to ask to figure out like the answer to this problem?
Yeah.
And I think that small tweak could make like a huge difference and save us so much time. Because like we might get lucky and we might find the exact thing that people want help with and stumble upon the proper wording, but the odds of that are very slim.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we've both done that multiple times in the past and failed multiple times in the past. So let's just do the opposite of what we're trying to do. Let's take a floating approach. It's like we've never used market research to tell us what we need to offer. So let's do that.
All right. So
that should be our only focus, I think, for the next couple of weeks. It's like, how do we get as much market research and feedback from people as possible?
All right. Well, let's literally do this.
I realize like that's what I've been doing with funnels for the last few days. It's like I want to look at so many funnels that I get to the point where it's like I understand on a cellular level how funnels work. And it's like if we can get to that point with the audience, it's like I fundamentally understand what my audience struggles with, what they want help with, what are the goals they're after. It's like it's kind of like writing a book or like a story. Like you get to the point where you know the characters so well that you're like, I know exactly what they would say, how they would react in this situation, even though they're not true and you invented them. It's like they take on a life of their own. I think the process in real life for that is just let's talk to as so many people that it's like we get to the point where it's like I know this person in and out.
Yeah.
And I think what people are talking about when they say like you need that customer avatar, they just don't really explain how to do that because they're like you can just create your avatar and imagine them and decide like this is the avatar. It's like yeah, that's one way to do it, but if you do that, you're going to have to do a lot of work to find those people. Whereas if you just talk to a bunch of people and you're like, what do you need help with? And you just use that data and then offer what they need help with, that's way easier. That's funny. Ooh. This question brings up another potentially interesting question. What would your future self say to your present self to get you from where you are now to where you want to be? Because that question is like, okay, how did you like what did you do in the past to get where you are now? Whereas the other question is, what do you need to do in order to get from where you are to where you want to be? And if they tell you that, then you can be like, hey, I have the solution.
Yeah.
Never get into business with friends. Fine brain family hire. Nice. I like earning money. Fair enough.
Reach people with the help that was never available to me when I needed it. This is a theme I've seen a lot from coaches and like even with the people in unchurch. No experience, Facebook group full of survivors talking about their experiences. Is she in unchurch? More clients means I can impact more lives.
Okay, I'm wondering, what if you already did all the market research you needed to? All you need to do is go back through your post and literally just copy and paste whatever seems appropriate. Like, okay, making more sales mean I have more impact. Copy and paste that whenever that comes up. And it's like, just copy and paste everything into a document, and then we can go in and analyze what are the themes that keep recurring. What are
Yeah,
the people say they want over and over again, and just use the data you already have.
yeah. Chance to serve and to continue supporting my life with service. Big profitable impact. Well, he's been around long enough that he knows what he really wants. It's like, I want to make an impact, but I want to get paid to do it. Our center entrepreneurs want to live their calling, help others do the same, to have the real freedom of choice and create transformation in the world. Money's part of it. Money's an expression of love for that to be so. What good is it to have a skill if you don't use it? If that skill can help someone get clarity and perspective, why not offer it to see? She said the same thing the other day. It's like, I like seeing people transform when I help them. So what people really want, like what clients really means to them is being able to change people's lives. It's to them, the money and the clients represent how much, that's their measure of success. It's like, how much did I do for this world?
I mean, that depends. Like, what group is this in? Because if it's a group, let's say, of like, heart-centered entrepreneurs, like, of course, that is going to be their answer. But is
That's
that
true.
something that recurs in like most groups, or is it just those groups?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fine. Like, we can figure out like different audiences. So it's like, all right, heart-centered entrepreneurs, it's like, we'll help you get more clients and free up your time so that you can have the impact that you want to help to have and help the people you want to help.
Mm-hmm.
And then for different types of entrepreneurs, it's like, we'll help you get clients and have more time so that you can spend it with your friends and family, because let's say that's the result that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why it's like, it would be valuable to go like in different groups that you're in and just kind of go back through your old content and just look at the comments and be like, all right, this seems important, copy and paste. This seems important, copy and paste. And it's like, just like a sheet of all the data. And then we can just go through and categorize it of like, all right, there's these kinds of people, these kinds of people, these kinds of people. It's like, if we have 3 different groups that we can target,
Yeah.
and like 3 different, I don't know, things that they struggle with or they want help with, then we can just use that like different versions and just split test and see what works best. And maybe like certain things are going to work best for some people and others, but it's like, I feel like having that data is going to make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like once we go back and collect that data and go through it and we figure out like, all right, those seem to be like the 3 things that people struggle with the most, then we can go ahead and create posts of like, hey, which are like, I don't know, whatever. It's like, which of these 3 things do you need help with the most? Like, what would have the biggest impact on your business or whatever? It's like, use that research to then condense and perfect our research to get to the point where like, this is the one thing that most people struggle with, and this is the one result that most people are after. If we have that, then it's like we have our headline, and the rest is a piece of cake.
All right, so let's see. I wonder.
Is there any way that I can go into like groups and look at all the posts that you made? Because then I can help you. We can be like, all right, you take this group, I'll take that group. And I just like
Yeah.
go in and read the post and look at the comments and just copy and paste everything.
Yeah, if you go into groups where I'm at, like I should record this as a resource. All right, let's do this.
I guess the strategy for this would be you go in the closed Facebook groups and do that. And the ones that are open, just send me the links and I'll go in and search for your name and just go through all your posts and, extract all the data.
Well, let's just pick like 2 or 3 where I'm actually active. Let's see. I'm not sure I'm that active in a lot of groups.
Mastermind. Good old days. It's funny because we keep coming to conclusions like, oh, I already did all the work. It's just a question of using the work that I did.
Right.
And we're like, all right, what do people need? It's like, no, just go back and use the work you already did and then use that to do a little more research and you're done. It's like we
Yeah.
just make our life so complicated for nothing.
Yeah. Like we're already the person that we need to be. We just need to like act like we already are.
It's like, oh, who do I need to become in order to get this? Like, you already are, just do it.
Um, Seekers Place, 5D industry icon. Let's look at a group. This one, oh, serving circle. Maybe
I mean, if you want, that can be your work today. Just go through your groups and copy like all the links to them and just figure out like, all right, which are the ones that are closed that you have to go through, which are the ones that open that I can go through without having to join and wait to be like invited. And then tomorrow or whenever like you're done that, we just get started. Because like if we do that, I think in like a day or two, we should be able to go through everything, collect all the data, maybe take a day to study everything and come up with like some questions or things like that to ask and just go in those probably those exact same groups that we're in, post those questions, see what people respond.
Let's see here. What the heck coaching offer was this? I don't even remember this. I went from being stuck in a book business that was to talking to 4 people in 24 hours. I said yes to my first coaching offer. 4 people. I don't remember what that, I mean, maybe that was, maybe that was you guys and Felix. That's like, hey, when you do something, I'm in. I don't remember if this was actually a real offer.
Well, I mean, you don't seem like the type of person who would make stuff up, so I'm assuming it's real.
It must be, but I have no memory of that. It's weird. Circle. I've been in here for a while. Oh, I haven't posted much in here either. I don't know if I have a bunch of other groups that I've done content in other than the transformational. Oh, well, I guess I should go look at that one. La, 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 la. This probably won't take too long because I can't find a lot of groups where I've actually done a bunch of stuff. All right, so 5, 2, 2, 25. Yeah, none of that stuff.
Comments from a 400-person group. That's impressive.
That
25 comments from a 404-person group. That is pretty impressive. Unless it's just you and some other person going back and forth, but still.
Okay, so what I was just seeing is like, this is the same thing. They want to get, the clients in this case are volunteers. Like, they want to get more people on their team. People struggle to find people. And like the real answer to finding people is like, do what a people would do, not what a computer would do. Because like, okay, what I'm realizing is like, yeah, the overwhelm is because I don't have clients, but it's like, because I don't have clients, I'm overwhelmed. It's sort of like, it's a never-ending cycle of like, one causes the other and then the other causes the other.
Yeah,
So,
it's like I'm overwhelmed because I'm trying to do these millions of things to try to get clients. If I was able to get clients easily, I would not be overwhelmed.
exactly. So it's like offering, I'll help you get clients, I'll help you get volunteers, solves the overwhelm. And I think it's like, I was trying to, I mean, you could do it backwards, but it's like, or maybe you say that it's like, you're overwhelmed because you don't have clients, but then like, you don't have clients, so you just get even more overwhelmed because you're like doing more and more things trying to get somewhere, and so you're spreading yourself thinner and thinner and thinner. You're less and less effective, and then it makes you more overwhelmed, and then you get even less anywhere. It's the same problem in nonprofits. Like, people, it's like, I would love to get more volunteers for my team. Like, we're still just trying to find people, and the reality is like, talk to a people. So
I think we're right. I think like what most people need help with is getting more clients. But I feel like the data is going to help us figure out how are they conveying that they need help with that. Is it I'm overwhelmed? Is it I want more money? Is it I want to simplify my business? And I think that's what's going to make a difference, because even if you offer someone something that they like, the solution they need, if they don't realize that's what you're doing because they use different words to describe it, it's completely pointless. Like, I can help you get more clients. It's like, yeah, okay, but what if all they realize is like, I'm overwhelmed? and you're like, okay, are you overwhelmed?
Same.
Okay, we'll help you stop being overwhelmed by getting more clients.
Look at this. What I noticed, some are able to commit, and then I would say about 3 to 4 months in, they lose the desire. It's like same thing with people's paid programs. It's like, oh, they're super excited, and then they get in, and then like what happens is you stop the relationship. It's like, yeah, I got them in, on to the next person. And then you quit having a relationship with them. So, okay, I should just start copying this stuff into the document. Where's my multiverse document? Because like this is the market research of like, these are the problems that people are having when it comes to, I don't know how to get people, because I don't know.
Because you're an idiot. Everyone's an idiot.
I'm the biggest one.
Like we're kidding, but at the end of the day, it's true.
We're kidding, but we're not kidding.
Psych, only not really.
Oh, I had another thing of social proof. It's like getting good at working with people means you can go into any group and you know what they are about. So you're not coming in spamming people. You're asking the right questions and providing value right away. And even if you're new, you can come in and demonstrate that you're somebody who's actively listening and a participant in the community, as opposed to like somebody who's there to like take and just get clients. Like the only reason that people don't like people coming into their group and getting clients is because they do it in an annoying way. But I've done posts. This morning I got a notification that said, yeah, see, Alonzo Peralta and Ralph Niadzi commented on your post in spiritual but not religious. This is a post that I have continued to get engagement on for like over a year, because I just asked the right question about the stuff that everybody's into. It's like that group is, I'm like, so what does somebody need to become spiritual? And like people just keep answering that question because it's exactly on target and on the theme of that group. And I'm not doing anything whatsoever to continue to stoke engagement. It just keeps on going. I think there's like 150 comments of like, a lot of times the engagements that I do, it's like, it's back and forth conversation. This is one with like over 100 comments that I'm not responding to any of them. They're all just having their own private discussion. Like that's the engagement that people want. And if you find the thing that your clients and prospects actually want to talk about, the thing that is the problem for them or the thing that they're thinking about, they're gonna raise their own hand and talk about the thing because that's what's on their mind.
Okay, something's occurring to me.
Yeah.
We're going through the exact same struggle that our clients are going to go or are going through. And it's like, we feel overwhelmed because we're like, okay, we want to create this course and launch it and help people, but we're not sure how to help them or exactly who we need to help. And it's like this exact thing that we're talking about of like, this is how you do the research. This is how you collect data. This is how you analyze it. And this is how you figure out exactly who your target audience is. I think that is something really valuable that you need to either include in the main course or include as a bonus. Because that is the kind of bonus, or maybe even an upsell. It's like, hey, we're teaching you how to do all these things, like, launch and grow and monetize and automate the Facebook group. But all of that is to some extent useless if you're not able to figure out exactly who your target audience is. This is why we created a separate course that you can upgrade to. And it's like, it's going to teach you exactly how to target the people beforehand so that when you do the work, you're going to get 2-3 times the results because you took the time to do the work and get to know your audience better.
You know, I have a session that I did on how to do market research. showing some of the stuff that I'm doing right now, especially going into groups, looking at people's badges, looking and mining the content that actually gets people's engagement. So like I have that, I could offer that. It's like pinpoint the exact the exact things you need to talk to your audience about that gets engagement.
In fact, I mean, the data is going to have to tell us that, but I'm wondering, like, maybe that should be the course.
Maybe.
Like, we teach you how to talk to yourself because the other person you're talking to just walks away.
Okay. I didn't realize this. I just remembered it. We are very dumb.
Yes, I'm aware of that, but why?
So, knowing that we are very dumb, let's take a step back and say, what would the smart millionaire versions of us do?
It's funny that you say that because I think that I came up with the answer while you were away. And what I was thinking is,
Since you've been gone, do, 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 do.
okay. That was good. That was very unexpected. Well played. So what I was saying, yeah, we're trying to do the research in order to figure out how do we get people to buy the course that we came up with. What if instead we're like, all right, forget the course for now. Let's do the research, collect the data, and figure out exactly what people need help with and deliver that, whether it's the 5-minute Facebook group or something completely different. Let's not limit ourselves by trying to collect the data we need in order to sell that course. Let's just collect the data, figure out what people are struggling with the most, what they need help with the most, and what is the desire they want the most, and use that data to figure out, okay, what do we need to deliver? And I think, yeah, like trying to kind of market the idea we came up with is holding us back. So what if we just kind of like go back to scratch of like, let's do the research, get the data, analyze the data, and then figure out what to offer. And maybe the offer is going to be the exact same thing we came up with in the beginning.
Yeah. So should I just make like a post?
What if we just took like a break from the Facebook thing and just like go in entrepreneur groups and just like ask and go back over your content from the past and just like collect data of like, what do entrepreneurs need help with? And just get like enough data that we're like, all right, these are the clear recurring themes.
Yeah.
Which one of those, like, do they need the most help with? Which one can we make the most money with? Can we have the most impact with? And it's just like, just go full data mode.
Okay, instead of going to groups, does it make sense that we look at like people who are selling. Well,
I like the old distractions bookmark tab. But the thing is, I feel like a lot of people online do not take the time to do this research. So studying the competition is not necessarily wise. Like if we know they're very successful and they took the time to do the research, yeah, it could be worth it. But I feel like it's kind of like you need to do it in order to realize you didn't need to do it. It's like maybe we need to go through this process research only to realize like, okay, we just came to the same conclusion that everyone else did. We just need to do what they're doing. But by doing that, we have the confidence of like, we know we're doing the right thing. We're not just guessing or copying other people.
Mm-hmm. So these are the guys we should be doing market research from their businesses.
Yeah. But the thing is, can we get a list of all these people? Like, is there a list? Like, is there a way for us to access that data?
Watch the 2 Comma Club documentary for free. 2 Comma Club award.
Imagine it's like you apply for it, it's like, oh, sorry, our data indicates you've only made $999,999. So sorry.
Peng Joon. And what is that?
Ooh. What if we split this? If we're able to find the list, what if I just go through the list and go through all the different funnels? And like, I need to do that to learn like the funnels anyway. And at the same time, I'm collecting data. Like, what are all the headlines that they're using? And literally create like an Excel sheet with all the headlines of all the funnel or like the funnels for the 2 Comma Club winner.
Yeah.
Like if we do that and we analyze that, I'm sure we're going to find a recurring pattern and we can just copy that.
Two Comma Club award winners list 2021. Daggum. Jim Edwards has made $10 million through his funnel scripts software.
Yep. And that's the thing, like he sucks like at speaking and communicating and everything. Like he's very bad.
Yeah, he's like an accountant type. He's like,
Yeah.
all right, look, I can break the whole system down and I can guarantee you how to sell. As far as like being an interesting person, he's like,
He's like the boring person ever, but hey,
yeah,
he sells. He knows what he's doing. Like he's really good at this.
I asked 211 2 Comma Club members these 2 questions. The ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club. I wanted to know the answer to these 2 questions. How long did it take you from your first $1 online to your first 1 million? What one piece of advice do you have for people who want to start $1 million online business? Lots of Italians on the list. All members got there by May. Mastering Facebook advertising, both for themselves and for clients. Online courses where it's commonly recurring vehicle for getting on the list. Helping people start a business is another clear pattern I noticed as far as offers go. I found a few interesting ones where the person in question was clearly a scammer. Someone went to prison and also found an active lawsuit. That's interesting. So, okay, this is useful. This is interesting. Is that a lot of these guys have mastered Facebook advertising for themselves and for clients. So it's like if you're offering get clients, I mean, it seems like knowing how to get clients with paid advertising is something you need to learn if you're going to make like fuck you money.
Foo money.
Names on my list. So he found like half the 2 Comma Club Award winners. Jarrett Grossman, Brandon Carter, Rob Korsberg, Brian Page, Josh Rose, Blake Newbar, Ryan Margland, Cody Neer. This is a pretty thorough blog post. How I compiled the list of 2 Comma Club members. I could have outsourced this, but I felt like this was one of those tasks where I wanted things done right. I didn't want someone that was going to take shortcuts and tarnish my reputation. Official list I put together has 319 names on it. I was able to find 219 emails. Probably took me 10 hours to find all those emails. I got pretty good at it. 10 hours to find 319 names. Feels like I would take a lot longer than that.
And no, you can't buy the list from me.
But I mean, that's like a few days worth of work, guys. If you figured out how to do that, it's like you could create that list for you.
The thing is, we don't really need the emails. Like, we don't necessarily need to reach out to them. We just need the list of names so we can go and find their funnel and study the funnel.
Well, here you go. I will.
But I mean, is that the full list? Because I think that's just like
no, but it's enough. It's enough for us to like kind of look at the pattern. It's like, what are these people in business for? Where's the chat? Come on, come on. You can do it. Here, I should close this.
Can you send me that link that you had?
Yep, I'm almost there. Almost there.
I found another one, so it's definitely not complete, but I'm like, hey, if there's like 50 people, 50 more people than we had before.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, even if we had the full list, like 737 people, let's be honest, I won't have time to go through all 737 funnels.
Yeah. All right. So I sent you the Peng Ju, recognized as an authority on how to make big money through the internet.
Oh yeah, I've seen his name pop up everywhere. I saw like a bunch of his ads pop up over time.
Content multiplier. Oh yeah, I've seen his thing on like creating a ton of content.
Yeah, so I have 35 that I found on one list.
Improving 3-step process. Publish, automate, monetize. Videos challenge. Get all your marketing videos done 100% strategically in the next 3 weeks. No experience knowing what to say or being comfortable on video required. It's not going to be a one size all. $1 million ads. After spending over $1 million in ads. We can reveal our proven winners so you can straight up copy, deploy, and make money now. This is a theme that I see all the time. It's like copy what we did.
Yeah.
So if that's something that's like,
because the thing is, like, copy what we did, and it's like it's the closest you get to done for you without having to pay done for you money.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, people fail to deliver on that promise.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still what's selling it.
Yeah. Imagine having the ability to go on any platform, whether it's through sales video, webinar, or live event, present in a way that's unforgettable. Have your audience hanging on your every word and get them wanting to invest in whatever it is that you have to offer by the end of the presentation. Discover how you can make that happen in this book. Event Codex. Exposing the entire system to launch, sell out, close, high ticket products. Okay, so what I'm seeing is like we need to create some sort of like, see these product images.
Yep.
Like, out of the stuff that I'm like, I've got content that is saleable, but we need to probably package it a little bit more, like, so it looks like it's worth money instead of it just being like a raw and edited video.
Yeah, of course.
So maybe that's what I need to do is proven presentations, monetize what you know, share the message and change the world. Proven formula used in sales letters, webinars, offline events that generate 8 figures in sales without being salesy, pushy, or manipulative. Legacy mentoring. Monetize what you know, share your message, and change the world. See, this is what we were just saying. It's like the monetize is like the get clients or make more money. Share your message and change the world is like the impact that people want. So make money and impact is like, I see that everywhere all the time. Money and impact. Make money while making impact.
I didn't know Dean Graziosi used ClickFunnels.
Jarrett Grossman.
All right. There's a lot of these names on the list that I'm recognizing.
Start your new path. That's different language. Jarbly, a web development and mobile app company, which acts as a conglomerate and incubator for innovative ideas. Jarrett has been looked into life-changing videos. Task chat, tastes. So this guy, digital development and acquisitions, web and app development, acquisitions, and real estate. Our esteemed list of some strong clients. Notable press from our assets. We are your partners in business. While Jarbly's focus is on digital acquisitions,
Dan Henry is pretty expensive, pretty impressive. Like 5 months to go from $1 to $1 million.
Who was that?
Dan Henry.
Dan Henry? Oh.
Yeah, there's so many of these names on the list that I recognize. I think this is good. I think from like for the business in general, if your part is kind of like market research and community building and like all that front end things, and then obviously delivering on the back end because you're the expert. And my job is like just do research, find successful funnels, and every time I do, just analyze it, collect as much data, and just like become really good at figuring out what makes funnels work. And then we can just use the data you collect on the front end, plug that in, and then on the back end you deliver. It's like if we just both keep working on those things, like this is going to be probably way easier than we're making it.
Yeah. I'm wondering.
Okay. Whoa. Brian Page, it took me roughly 43 days from the day I launched my funnel till I hit 1 million. 43 days.
Dang, what does he do?
I don't know. Anyway, I'm adding him to the list and I'm just going to go through with everyone else.
Best-selling book. Publish, promote, and profit. Rob Kosberg. Promote your own best-selling book and profit. You ready to write a book? Publish, promote. Don't settle for a book when you can have a bestseller. Get on TV and media and share your message with the world.
Wow, another person took him 43 days.
10 months to go from 0 to 7 figures. Damn. Dominate one thing until you get to $1 million in revenue. Don't get distracted by opportunities. Find the one thing that is repeatable and distribute that message product until you get to base camp. Once you get there, retool, and then think about adding the next layer, funnel, or idea to your business. Find the one thing that is repeatable and distribute that message and product. How long did it take from the first $1 online to the first $1 million? What one piece of advice do you have for people who want to start $1 million online business? Saying no to anything that will not help you get to your end goal. Books of Nebraska. Digital marketing. Wherein high-end client acquisition. Empower online creators, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders to create an omnipresent client acquisition system. Interesting. My mess is my message. Make it happen, guy.
It's funny, there's a guy that I've seen multiple ads for, and it's like, I don't really like him. He's kind of annoying. He seems amateurish, but hey, he's made, multiple millions of dollars. So who am I to judge?
Well, and what that tells me is like, you don't have to be good. You just have to have the right things, which is like, make money as you get in front of more people. Because like it doesn't need to be good. It just needs to get in front of people who will buy it.
It's not really like his content or whatever. It's just like him himself, like his appearance and his personality is kind of like that like geek loser in movies with like, you know, the gap between the teeth and like that kind of person. Is just like he he's just annoying to me for some reason. I don't know why. It's just something about it.
Directory. Use Lincoln. Instagram photos and videos. Profiles. Facebook. The profiles of people like Thomas Sewell. Then Facebook to connect with Thomas Sewell. Others you may know. Facebook gives people time to
Peter. Okay, on the list, dude. I've seen advertised in my ClickFunnels account the funnel hacking live, like I don't know, event that they hold every year. Is that where they give away the awards? Because if so, it might be worth it, like getting a ticket for that and attending, just so I can make like compile a list of all the winners.
Oh yeah.
Because like it seems like every year there's more. And it's like, hey, if this year there's like 50 or 100, it's like not only do we have 50 or 100 more people, but we have a 50 or 100 more people who are making like who've made $1 million recently. So it's not like old news. We know that their funnel works.
Well, I mean, there's a 2 Comma Club documentary that, you know, it's like, I'm sure it's a big, giant, long ad for ClickFunnels, but it's like you can see the people that.
Do I have to pay for that or is it free?
No, it's free. If
All
you go
right,
to
can you send me the link?
ecomaclub.com, the awards.
Oh, go, that'll be easy. Yeah, because I could do that, and then I'll check for the funnel hacking live just to see, well, how much it is, and if they give, that's where they give away the awards, and if so, like I feel like it might be a worthwhile business expense to do that. And it's like I was looking at it, I'm like, should I, attend? But I'm like, it's probably just going to be a distraction. But now that we realize, like, we need to study what other people are doing, like, feels like it would be a very good strategy.
Mhm. Well, okay. And you see, I'm looking at this page and like donated $1 million to charity, change makers of the world, creating movement of change. Like Russell Brunson knows what he's doing. And this funnel is, again, a lead mag. I mean, it's applied to be the next Two Heart winner. So it's like, this is for people who are making money and in their ecosystem. But like, get their message out there to those who need it most. Create positive change with their audience and like, so, I mean, that's what everybody wants is like, make an impact, get your message out there, change, create change with your audience. After school all-stars.
Crap, we need to become Tony Robbins, don't we?
Become Tony Robbins.
Well, yeah, his whole thing is like, selling the dream and you can do it and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Like, I haven't consumed much of it content just because for some reason, he just, like, he kind of annoys me. He's always like so overhyped and it's like, it's more gimmicky than anything else. Like, it works. He has all the strategies down of like, raising the energy and getting people excited and motivated and everything. But it's like, at the end of the day, doesn't really change that much.
Yeah.
It's like I've had some of my friends who went to his events and it's like they're all hyped up for a couple weeks and then it just kind of like dies down. They go back to normal and nothing changes.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking about all of the stuff that I do, that you do, that I've helped people do. It's like if the real desire is like impact, we've got tons of demonstrable proof that we are good at that. I mean, we haven't made tons of money and gotten lots of clients, but in terms of impact, that is what we're good at, both on the small scale and the large scale. I mean, you've been read by millions of people. I've helped grow audiences for multiple organizations, and I happen to have been on like TV and radio and podcasts and stuff, because I'm in broadcast. But like my whole entire way of thinking, and I think for you too, is like generate assets and like do the work once, and then it just keeps working for you. And I think lots of people are like, they're going out and grinding, and then none of that stuff is working for them again and again. It's like we were realizing just today, it's like we're not even doing new stuff. We're going back through our old stuff and like rediscovering things about places that we've helped and made an impact, people that we've done stuff with. I'm looking back through my library of stuff, like, holy crap, I've got tons. And in fact, I could just literally tally up the number of hours of content that I've recorded of literally sitting down and helping people. And then you remember that thing we were saying about just the scroll of books? So I was looking at my, whoops, wrong one. I was looking at
your 12 email.
Yeah, my sales on here. I was like, I could do the same thing with like sales with our my 12 people. It's just like scroll, 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 scroll. So it's like we could demonstrate impact as we know how to do that. And then what we're doing right now, it's like we've spent like 100 hours in the last not even quite a month just literally talking about like how can we do this, how can we help more people. I mean, that's what we have been talking about all the time, is like it's not actually the money that we are that interested in, it's just the money gives you the leverage to do the thing of making it. But that's not true. It's like you can make an impact and help millions of people and still be dirt poor. But if that's actually what you want, it's like, wouldn't it be great if you could have made a bunch of impact before you've made tons of money? And then what we were saying earlier, it's like we're just getting to the point now where we've like, okay, now we need to like turn all of this stuff into things that people see and can verify so that we can show it's like we've actually helped millions of people. And like that's a fact and a verifiable claim. But we haven't made tons of money yet because we haven't had that stuff to show people. But like we've just been kind of quietly plugging away at doing stuff. And it's like you don't need to be good at marketing. You don't have to build a business. You don't have to, it's like do the thing that you really like. Go do that with people. And you might help one person in your life that actually has the access there on their own to be able to take what you've done and blow it up across the whole world.
Something's coming up and I'm trying to like let it come out and not force it. Because if I force it, it's gonna be crap. That's the thing. Like, it's not what I was thinking, but there's so many names on the list that I recognize. Of like Akbar Sheikh or Anthony Morrison, which was the guy that I was doing the whole affiliate marketing thing with. And it's like Brendan Carter and let's see, Dan Henry, Dan Locke, like Dean Graziosi. It's like there's so many names on the list that I recognize, and it just like never occurred to me that those people use ClickFunnels. It's like, yeah, okay, I know they're successful and I know they use like funnels of some sort, but it never occurred like, oh, they're using ClickFunnels. I can go in and study what they're doing, copy. From my perspective, it's always like, oh, well, what can they teach me?
Yeah.
I think that's what we've been missing. Like we've seen these successful people like, okay, I can do this. Let me create my own thing. Let me create my own funnel. It's like, no, let's just go and study what all these hundreds of successful people have done and use the data to figure out what do we need to do.
Yeah, and that fits who we already are. instead of like, oh, go build some brand new thing. It's like the odds are that it's like 1 or 2 steps from where we are to be able to say, hey, we're actually really good at this thing that everybody wants.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, so I'm just looking at like, on here, it's like book sales, orders, 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 orders.
All right, so I'm up to 54 on the list. Pretty good start.
Nice. More, 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 more. Brrr. Sales. Sales.
Dude, you know what you're doing right now? You know
Sales.
how in like webinars and stuff, they're like, hey, let me go in your account in my account and show you the data.
Mhm.
It's like that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. So and the honest truth is like, okay, I didn't build out a Facebook group to do this. I didn't, I mean, what I just helped somebody who was already like, they were already successful on their own, and I just partnered with them. Same thing at Sandalstress. Like I went and worked as an employee at a world-class organization, and they put me in charge of like all of their online distribution, and I helped grow their audience to like 26,000 subscribers on YouTube. And that's not like, that's a whole separate audience from the other team that's like, they launched a TikTok account and got like a whole nother 20,000 new viewers. Like that was brand new to our audience. It's like, I'm not the one doing all of that stuff. It's like play a role in a place where people can use what you already do, and then you get to have that win along with other people in the experience. And I mean, maybe so what would be the ask, the goal? Like band everybody together into some sort of shared common, instead of you trying to do everything, like to reduce the overwhelm. It's like, what's the one little thing that you want to do that you can contribute, that you would like, I was saying, what's the one thing you enjoy doing in your business? Like, what's the one thing that you can actually do?
So I just realized if we end up eventually doing that like porn business, it's like, what do you enjoy most in your business? Watching porn.
I don't.
But yeah, I
think
think
would be my.
you're right.
Yeah, I don't think that would be my answer, because I like at this.
But it
point in
would
my
be
life,
hilarious.
I don't really enjoy it, but I would enjoy helping people who like, if for whatever reason, like that's the people that I end up helping, and like if their lives are measurably better because I'm in it, it's like that's what we all want, right? It's like you just want to feel like you're not a waste of a human being. It's like I matter because I'm making other people's lives.
People want purpose.
Mhm.
They want purpose, and they want to positively impact the world around them.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm at the Funnel Hacking Live like website for this year, and that's like the updated stats. So 1,542 Comma Club Award winners.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if I could get the full list. And even though it would probably take a year, like going through everything and just analyzing it, that would be so valuable.
Yeah, it's like what I'm seeing is like, in order to impact millions of people, you just have to help a few people. like the marketing claim of I've done X. Oh, that's what I should do. I should just unpack the myth of the I'm helping millions of people. Because like agency owners, they have like what, maybe a few hundred clients. It's like they find clients who pay them lots and lots of money, but it's like they get to have the title of, oh, I've helped all of the people that this person helps or this business helps. So, so you scale to like thousands or millions of people like stupid quick by just continuing to plug away at helping people. So instead of focusing on helping individuals.
Sorry, I got distracted because apparently they forgot to update the stats at the start of the page, because later down they're like, we've given away 1,649 to awards. That's even more. Sorry, I just feel like it would be really valuable to attend this. So I'm going to check to see how much it is. Sorry, I didn't mean to get distracted.
No worries. I'm wondering if maybe we should just do one of these live in the Facebook group. All right, so we realized like this idea that we've been talking about is just a mechanism and it really doesn't matter.
It's $1,061. So maybe not. Oh wait, is that the like live version, or can I get the like?
You can probably attend the digital version. I'm sure they have a promo for it when it comes up. All right, I need to figure out how do I blur.
Yeah, okay, that's price for the live one. All right, let's Google this.
It's something interesting. I'm having my own little coaching moment here with myself. I'm attached to the outcome of like the way that I help people is my thing. But honestly, as soon as I stopped looking at like what results have I created, it's like, well, just what is the stuff that I've done actually? It's like it wasn't my name, my brand, my like unique intellectual property on stuff, but it's like I actually have impacted tons of people. And same thing with you, but except for yours was stuff that you actually wrote. What is the point of that though?
I would be surprised if there was virtual tickets, because last year they did virtual because of COVID, and even the virtual ones were the same price. And as valuable as this is, I don't think it's worth investing $1,000. let's see, what if we cheated? Is there a way to buy like the replay of the 2021 version for cheap? Because even if we're just a year behind, like if we still see all the winners from here, it could still be valuable. Actually, we could probably just Google, hold on, let me try. Funnel Hacking Live 2021. 2 Club Awards. Like maybe we can find video of someone who like screen recorded and or recorded and just like posted it online. No. I'm like, I can't, I was Googling for like 2 Common Club Award winners 2021. I'm like, I can't find them. Like, oh wait, I'm in the videos. Ooh. Oh, I missed this section before. 2 Club X winners. That's even more valuable. Sorry, let me know if there's something you want to discuss. I'm just kind of in research mode right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which is weird because usually you're the one doing research and I'm just sitting
there. Yeah, I'm doing research too.
Wow. Anthony Morrison, like the guy that I was, affiliate marketer thing. Like not only is he a 2 Club Award winner, he's a 2 Club X award winner. Like, which makes sense because he's made like over $100 million online. So still impressive. Actually, he won the C award, which means he made between 25 and $100 million from a funnel. Same for Peng Jun.
No way. That's really available.
Dude, this is really good information. Like, I wish I had the complete list, but this is still really good.
So, okay. Tell me what you think of this. Attract millions.
I like it. I was waiting. I thought there was a follow-up.
I mean, like what comes up for, like what, when I say that, what comes up? Like if I say my business is to help you attract millions.
I don't know, because the word attract kind of implies manifestation. And a lot of people are like, manifestation is bullshit. I want real world like help. So generate would probably be better for like an entrepreneur audience. Unless we want to focus on people who are into manifestation, but I feel like that just narrows the gap a lot. That's what comes up for me.
What do you think about that as an idea for Jessica?
Ooh, for her, yep, that would definitely be catchy. Like, because that's her thing anyway, and she wants to focus on money, that would definitely be very catchy.
So instead of doing this for ourselves, here's a what if scenario, and then I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'll let it simmer. What if instead of trying to make our thing work, we spend the time and research to make Jessica's thing work? Say, look, if you're willing to put some money into some branding, we'll do the research, like we'll build out the thing, the funnel. Like she already has products and things that like it's instantly saleable. And then it's just a matter of like, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's what we need to do, but I'm like, if there was one client that I already kind of had a sense of like, they trust us, I have an idea of how I would help her get leads, which is like, I've already even built out a bunch of the stuff for her just for fun. Like I've built her an ebook. I built her a whole bunch of video clips to just promote and do in groups. It's like, she just needs to do it. And if I said, look, I think we can like level up your brand and just help her refine her message into a like a 2-minute pitch that works as a VSL, that works as an intro for her Facebook group that she can start to grow. We put it on some free like paper resources, and then because her website's terrible. If she just had a land page that's like, this is the mission. It's like attract millions. It's like whether you want to impact millions of people or make millions of dollars, like that's what I'm here to help you learn. And my process is a proven process. And look at these. Here's two of my best clients. They've impacted millions. And it's like they didn't even need to do any work. They just had to become who they were meant to be. And time travel, it's like it all happened in their past. And they just had to realize that that's who they were. It's like it could happen as easily as that. Or it could be like, all of a sudden your business takes off and you start making lots of money. And it's like, that's what she's done in her business. I don't know.
Sorry, I was curious because you're like, her website is horrible. So I'm like, I'm going to go check it out. And it's like, it's not that bad, like as a website itself, but for a business or a sales funnel, it's like, yeah, it could definitely be better. And I didn't realize that you were on her main like homepage.
What's that?
You're on her homepage.
I haven't seen it in a while. Let me look. Yeah, it's still the same design.
The thing that I hate about this, like, you know, it obviously can be improved. The only thing I hate is like the animation as you scroll down that appears, like that is like freaky. Like, what is just happening right now?
Yeah, and it doesn't speak to her brand. Like this picture, I mean, it looks like DIY. It looks like she made it herself. And it's like if she wants to get high-end clients, if she wants to charge like $3,000-$4,000 a client, she needs to have her sales page set up to sell and to sell a feeling, which this does not. She has some language, which is good, but like I honestly think she needs to put her story like front and center, and then talk about all of the people that she's helped. Like I bet you if I spent 3 hours with her, we could dig out like what we've done with ourselves, like dig out like, oh, holy crap, you did this and this and this and this and this and this, like get all of these like social proof little stories and tidbits and stuff. And then she just needs to say that stuff every time she goes into new audiences, get herself on podcasts, go into new groups, and just have a predictable sequence of, hi, I'm Jessica. Here's my story. This is who I help. I'm here to support you guys. Like, let me know how I can help. Like, and that's how you introduce yourself. But like, if her website says authority, and has, I don't know. That's just that was the thought off the top of my head, was like, what if instead of trying to figure out our thing, we help somebody else start predictably making sales? I don't know. You're frozen, so I'm gonna go back.
All right, so my question is, did Aaron's internet crap out or did mine? Wow, his internet is so bad that he vanished.
Okay.
What tech?
So you were frozen, so I just ran to the bathroom. But what were you? You
Oh,
started
yeah,
saying,
like,
oh, and then it
kicked me
froze.
out of Zoom and just like I had to wait to go back in. So
Oh,
what was I saying? Or what were you saying? Who was speaking?
okay. So I guess this.
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember.
Yeah.
For Jessica, I was just thinking like manifest millions. Simple, direct, to the point. The other thing that I was thinking is, I like your idea, but we've been down this road before, and I think we need to master our own thing. And then we can be like, hey, we've done this for ourselves. Let us help you revamp your business. Especially since she's still in the process of like transitioning and reworking her business. If we do our thing, we like, instead of just being like, hey, we can help you update your website or funnel or whatever, it's like, if we do the work and understand like this is the process from A to Z, we've done it for ourselves, we know that it works. Do you want us to come in and do that for you? And it's like, by then she'll have time to really work out her business, perfect exactly what she wants to do. And I feel like, because the thing is, like, if we do an entire business overhaul, that could have a massive impact on her business. If we just do like one thing, it's like, well, okay, that made a slight difference, but not that much. And I feel like it's probably best for everyone if we just kind of master our thing and then go back and use those skills to help Jessica and Bobby if he wants to.
So what do you think about this then for us? Because what you and I are good at is asking questions. So what if it was find your millions? So
I lost $1 million. Max, help me find it.
But yeah, I mean, in a sense, it's like, what if that was the thing? Like, what if you had $1 million or 1 million followers that you didn't realize that you had? Or it's $1 million idea that you don't realize is sitting right in front of you. And what we can do is, like, in the process of like carefully picking through the details of their stories and their lives, and be like, oh, that's the marketable idea. And then what we do is the market research to go build a case study. It's like, somebody is doing this very business, making millions of dollars. This is your $1 million business idea. And so then all we're doing is like combing through their stuff, like talking with them, as long as it takes. And maybe it takes a day, maybe it takes a week. If it takes a month, that's like that's like one high ticket client. But it's like, if you can help them find that idea and then create an introductory offer with them and help them get their first client. It's like, you don't have to help them get a bunch of clients, help them get like some leads. It's like, I'm starting to talk to my first customers about an offer I feel really good about. And like, this is going to be the thing that makes me millions of dollars. Then it's just a matter of like, you just talk to crap ton of people. And even if it's like hours and hours of like, you could do 2-3 hour long discovery calls if you're getting paid on the front end. And it's like, if they lose interest, if that's not for them, fine. If they do become a client, it's like, you can charge them $1,000, $2,000 to just talk with them, pinpoint their thing, and then you're done. And then if it's like, all right, but we like you, we want your help me like grow an audience or whatever. It's like, help me make that impact. Be like, okay, well, go start a Facebook group. I'll show, like, here's the stuff, here's the homework, here's the course.
The thing is, every time we come up with like ideas like this, like, yeah, it could be a great idea or it could not. And I think like the solution to that is just, we need to do the market research.
Yeah.
That way it's not a question of us guessing or coming up with an idea. It's us like, we have the data.
Right.
And once we have the data, then we can be in like, what is the most effective, catchy, like irresistible offer that we can make for that specific problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's the problem. Like, we're really good at coming up with ideas. Unfortunately, we have no way of knowing if it's marketable or valuable just because we haven't done the research. Whereas if we do the research first and then do what we do best, that's when we could go from like 0 to $1 million in 43 days.
Yeah.
Or you know what? We could do it in 42 days.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I feel like that's the thing. I love living in this space of like coming up with ideas and figuring everything out. But it's like, this point, it's like, it feels like a waste of time. Like, we're really good at that, but we're not ready to do that yet.
So, well, how would we ask this? Be like, would you rather have me help you build a Facebook group that gets you clients, or find your $1 million business idea?
But I'm just thinking like, what if we just do research, like unbound research, unrestricted, instead of like, well, we want to help people build their Facebook group. It's like, just go general, like go in groups where there's entrepreneurs and be like, what do you struggle with? What do you need help with? What is your like ultimate goal? If you could only focus on one thing on business, in your business, what would it be? It's just like,
take the patterns that we see reappearing and then narrow down and narrow down and narrow down and narrow down and eventually get to the point where like, all right, this is niche down enough that we're going to target exactly the person who needs this. And it's like, we didn't kind of guess. We're like, because the thing is like, people choose their niche. People choose the product they want to create.
Gotcha.
And then they have to do the work of figuring out, how do we sell it? Who do we like, how do we find the market? Whereas if we just start at the top and we're like, all right, we're choosing entrepreneurs. That's our market. Let's just do the research and niche down and down and down and down and down and down and let the market tell us exactly who we can serve, how we can serve, and just like not have to do any of the work ourselves. It's just like getting to the point where it's like, all right, this is what people need. Let's give them that.
Yeah.
So it's like really the opposite of everything we've been doing. I feel like it would be a fun. I mean, that's my thought process.
So
But
what I'm understanding you say is do some research to understand, like, is there enough from what the market needs to actually pick the area that we want to serve and create an offer around that.
Because it like we're going with the strategy of let's do market research and figure out what the market wants and needs, and then let's deliver that. But we're doing it from like a tentative approach. And I'm like, what happens if we just jump all in? Like, okay, we want the market to tell us what we need to do, how we can help them. So let's not restrict ourselves. Just be like, all right, let's take the biggest pool we can that we know we can serve, so entrepreneurs, and then just let the research dictate everything. It's like, okay, which segment within the entrepreneur, like, hold on, let me turn off my camera because it seems like the connection is really bad. So like, which segment within the entrepreneur realm do we want to serve? And what are the things that they're struggling with? How can we help them? And just like let the research and the market itself dictate everything. Because like I've noticed in the past, it's like when you try to kind of like test things out of like, all right, let's try to do market research. And it's like, yeah, okay, it can help. But it's like if you fully commit of like, okay, we're letting the market dictate everything.
I guess I don't understand what you mean by letting the market dictate. Like, what do you mean by that?
It's more like not selecting anything, because like we came from the premise of we want to help people build a Facebook group and use that to get clients and grow their business. But that's an assumption that we made.
Right.
Whereas letting the market tell us what it needs. So it's like, maybe we don't need to focus on Facebook. Maybe it's something completely different. So let's just go in and study like, what is the biggest need that people like need help with in the entrepreneur sphere? And just like use all that data, and then we can use the data and decide, all right, we want to focus on this part of the like market. But it's like, if we come at it from a perspective of, we want to help people do this specific thing, then it limits us. It's like, I'm sure we can be successful that way, but I feel like it might be more difficult and more time consuming. Whereas if we just go in, it's like, what is the burning hot need that a lot of people have in this industry, and how can we serve that need? Rather than, well, there's this need that, you know, some people have and we can help with that and we can make money, but can we make like 100,000, or by going with a red hot niche, can we make like 100 million? So it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like going in and doing the research and collecting data with no expectation, no intention, no like agenda. Let's just go in. Let's say like, all right, let's take 2 weeks and just study the market as intricately as we can and figure out, like, get as much data as we can, and then go in and study the data. And then we could do a second round of like, all right, these are the 3 or 5 things that most entrepreneurs struggle with. Let's go in and do research on those specific topics. And then it's like, all right, we narrowed down it down to what of those 2, which one has the most potential, could generate the most money, could help the most people, are we most passionate about? Like going through that process rather than us deciding this is going to be our market. It just feels like it would be way more profitable. And if all we do is just do the research and then decide, all right, we did the research, these seems like good options, we prefer this one, we're going to pick this one and go with it. At least we have like proof from the market, this is a good idea. Whereas now it's just like, we think it's a good idea, other people have done it, have been successful, but we don't really know. But I mean, that's my suggestion. It's like, if you're not on board, we don't have to do that. I'm just kind of like trying to take a step back and asking like, what is the simplest, smartest way to do this?
Yeah.
It's literally like, let's take ourselves out of the equation completely. It's like, we don't have any agenda, we don't have any opinions, we don't have any expectations. Let's just study the market. And then we can do what we do best and brainstorming, come up with strategies and ideas and be able to help people. Because I feel like that's what we've been missing so far. We haven't taken the time to do this. It's funny how we came up with, I mean, you came up with this great idea and we're like, all right, let's do this. It's going to be awesome. It's like we started building it out and we were just like, no, okay, we need to take a step back. It's like, no, okay, we need to take another step back. It's like, all right, how many steps back do we need to take to have the like big picture and start at the beginning and not have to like keep going through this process of doing some work and then realizing we need to step back. It's like, can we just start at the beginning and do this right? Even though like it sucks because it's slowing us down, I feel like in the long run, it's going to speed things up and potentially generate way more money.
Okay, so
So I feel like it's a complete business shift. So it's like, instead of let's create the business we want to create, we're like, let's just create the business that the market needs. And I feel like part of it, like it seems kind of, I don't know, a bad idea from the perspective of like, yeah, but if I'm not really passionate about it, then I won't necessarily enjoy it. But I feel like we're passionate about helping people, about being creative, about challenging ourselves and like all those. So we're going to find a way to enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
And we have the potential to help so many more people by doing it this way and like literally taking ourselves out of the equation.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, like most people, including myself in the past, and I think you too, it's like, what am I good at? What do I enjoy? How do I want to help people? And then we kind of like within that box trying to create a business instead of like, how can I help the most people? And then it's like, all right, how can I do it in such a way that I enjoy it, that uses the skills that I have? So I don't know, I just see it kind of like as a challenge of like, let's give this a try. The whole point of floaching is we keep coming back to the conclusion of we need to do the opposite of what everyone else does and everything we've done in the past, because that doesn't work. And this seems like the complete opposite. Because like yesterday was the perfect example of like, we're willing to go in the porn industry and build a business there. When we both struggled with that and overcame addictions to porn, it's like the fact that we're willing to go there in order to help people, I think like we're on the right path. Anyway, that was my long rambling. I'm done now. You're like, finally.
Okay. So two things. I have a call at 1. So just giving you a heads up. But I think you're right in that.
By the way, I just want to put this out there. If you think that I'm wrong and I'm a complete dumbass, don't hesitate to say it.
No, it's not that I think you're wrong. It's just like I'm so used to like trusting my intuition, which is like really limited by my own experience. So it's like, yeah, it's a great tool if you know everything about everything. But I don't.
That's the thing. I feel like we're very good at trusting ourselves and knowing what we like and what we are good at, which is great. But at the same time, it limits us because we're limited by what we're good at, by our interests, and by the things we've done before. And it's like the only way to step out of that is to just jump into the complete unknown. And it's like, as we go through that process, then we kind of like expand, our intuition is going to change and evolve as a result of it. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I've developed the intuition to lean into the fear and the unknown. So for me, I know like this is going to be very effective for me as a growth tool. Even if it ends up not being like a good business strategy, just the growth that I'm going to experience from that, I feel like it's going to be really valuable.
Yeah.
Maybe that's selfish of me. I don't know. I guess if you need time to like think about it and kind of process it and figure out like if it feels right for you, go ahead and like, I'm okay with whatever we want to do. I know we can be successful even if we decide, all right, our thing is 5-minute Facebook groups. How do we find the audience? Like, even if we restrict ourselves to that, I know that we can be successful. Like, if you're not comfortable doing this, that is totally fine. I'm on board with whatever. I just feel like this has the potential to completely transform what we're doing.
No, I think you're right. I guess where I'm at is like I haven't figured out how to let go of like the expectation or the outcome that I'm attached to. Because my suspicion is that we're actually able to really just come in objectively. It's like we're actually not far off. It's like we already have tons of time put in helping people. It's like it's all there in front of our nose. It's like I was thinking about this exact thing. Something that I'm decent at doing is like finding enough about somebody that I can act as the mirror so they can see themselves for a bit. And, it's like whether it's like scaling your business, it's like people want to replicate themselves. Like, oh, I wish I had somebody to coach me on the thing that I coach people on. I wish I had somebody to do the work the way that I wanted to do the work. It's like they just want to duplicate themselves. And I'm kind of like that. I'm like, man, if I had somebody, like, who do I have in my network? And maybe it's just like, We just need to get the group together again and be like, what am I missing that's stupidly obvious? And Felix says it's community, it's community building, but I'm like, I don't think that's specific enough. It doesn't.
You know what's stupidly obvious is the fact that you're obviously stupid.
Apparently.
No, I mean, to be fair, everyone is like that. It's so hard for us to objectively look at ourselves and determine like what we're good at, what we're bad at, like what we should focus on.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I like and do the research. It's like, I mean, maybe we just need to take like a week or two and just like go intense in the research and then use the data to then figure out like, all right, we're on the right track, or let's adjust a bit. Let's focus on this, and willing, like maybe delaying things by a week or two to do the research in order to make sure that we're not missing anything and make sure we're doing the right thing. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just a waste of time, but I feel like it's better potentially wasting a couple weeks than working so long and hard to build something that ends up not working because we didn't take the time to do the proper research. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. So if you want, take some time, think about it, see how you feel, whatever feels right, then we can come back to it later. Because I can sense there's like some reticence inside you. Like it's not this like, oh yeah, okay, this is it, like we got to do this. So it's like, I don't know what that is, and if that means like it's not right, we shouldn't do that, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted you to be comfortable with whatever we end up doing.
Yeah. Oops.
What are you eating?
Pasta salad.
Ah, nice. With a knife?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't, yeah, I forgot to bring a fork.
I guess you forked up.
Yep.
All right, well, we should probably cut this call short so you can have time to prepare for your call. And yes, that was a joke. So yeah, just like think about it, feel it out, whatever seems right to you, and let's come back to it.
Sounds good.
Even if the conclusion is you're an idiot, let's just focus on what we're already doing and not get affected. And that's totally fine.
Oh, you told me this last year, but you're like, what if you just called everybody on your list and like interviewed them, ask them what they need for their churches? And I looked at my orders. There's actually only about 60 names on there who have spent more than a couple $100. It's like less than half the orders are from either customers who've dropped several $100s or have done repeat orders of several $100s. And the funny thing is that the church that spent the most, technically it's a high ticket purchase, so it's like 4,000. It's like the largest order that we had is this church where I'm at now in Texas. So I'm like, I need to actually talk to my market of my existing business and do the research, which, you know, if I just take myself out of the equation and be like, all right, this is Roy's business. It's like, what does Roy do? It's like, he can't fulfill on the business. So anything that I find out that the market needs, it's like, I'm just going to outsource because I don't want to be in this business. It's like, I'm going to do the process for this one, and then we'll apply that to this. I don't know.
Okay, something came up and probably dumb, but you said Roy, and I was thinking ROI, return on investment. And I'm like, his name is ROY, not ROI. So return on you because you are the product that you're selling. Anyway, just a dumb, useless thing that my brain
The Roy principle. I like that.
Return on you to rest.
The Roy eye.
Oh, return on interest.
Return on your impact. It's like YI, ROYI.
Yeah, I think like we're both on the right track, and I think we both need to just kind of like let this, sink in and process, and whatever is meant to come from this will come from it. We don't need to force it.
Yeah. I'm a terrible student. He told me, go call your list. When I met Brian, that was one of the first things he told me, go call your list. I'm literally looking at the orders and I'm telling myself, go call your list. And what do I want to do? Let's go make a brand new offer from scratch in a market that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, we're idiots.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, you have a call, so I'm going to let you go.
All righty.
I think this was a good conversation, but I can't tell anymore because I'm an idiot.
We hope it was a good conversation, but
yeah,
it's probably just nothing interesting.
Probably. No, but actually, we touched something here, so looking forward to seeing what's going to come from this.
It was just the tip.
That's what he said.
All right. We'll see you later, man.
All right. Enjoy your